Good afternoon from MWC 2026. I'm here together with Shameel Joosub, Group CEO at Vodacom. Hello Shameel, nice to meet you.
Nice to see you.
MWC is all about AI, and for this year we also have a huge African representative here around the show, and we hear a lot about smartphone affordability, AI. How does it fit into, let's say, the DNA of Vodacom?
I think twofold. One is, of course, we trying to drive deeper smartphone penetration. So driving more smartphone penetration is paramount to us. We have still 80 million customers out of our 223 million customers who still don't have a smartphone. So we have to get a smartphone into their hands. And so the discussions here centered around how can we reduce or get governments to reduce taxes? How can we bring in asset financing? How can we reduce the costs by working together and making a bigger commit? So these are the type of things that we're trying to do to drive down smartphones so that we can make it possible for everyone to have a smartphone. Very linked with AI, because one of the ways that you're going to have to use AI is going to be through the smartphone. So it's a very important part. And I think also from an AI perspective, and it's just exciting to see all the development that's going on and how fast it's moving, and how suppliers are building AI into their offerings and so on, from network to IT to power management, and just a whole host of different to cloud management. So there's just so many different use cases that can be applied that can also improve your customer experience in a number of ways.
So besides, let's say, the policy part of smartphone affordability, do you think that device financing is also one of the key pillars to solve that?
So I've been very passionate about asset financing. I think making it possible for someone to pay daily to access a phone, I call it the old coal box principle. Making it, so you put you would have put your money into the box and then basically work the same with the smart card. And what it does is it brings it down to an affordable part of people paying daily or weekly to be able to access that device, which absent asset financing it wouldn't be able to do, for a while before they can really afford it.
So when we look at AI as such, it's always a big buzzword, but we really need the services. We need to connect the people. So what is your vision for the next 5 years in terms of how can we, let's say, give people access to AI, and how can we help it to accelerate growth and personal growth?
So here at the GSMA, one of the things that's been done is looking at how do we create large language models in local languages so that people can take advantage of it and so on. And how do you empower both the consumer and business alike within their local languages? So the language part, I think, is one aspect. But then, of course, driving as many use cases, so and empowering as many businesses to take advantage of it, of AI, and being able to build that into practical use cases that they can use.
How important do you think is the digital infrastructure in Africa to really achieve that?
I think it's extremely important, because having connectivity is, you can have AI, but if you don't have connectivity, you're never going to be able to take advantage of it. So you have to have the underlying connectivity. I think Africa is severely lacking on fiber infrastructure. So fiber, mobile, and even satellite. I think that ecosystem has to be there for us to fully get the benefit of AI in all areas of a country or all areas of the continent.
You just mentioned satellite. Do you strongly believe that satellite will help us to connect the rural areas quicker than any other solution?
Yes, I think satellite definitely has a role to play. And I think being able to have that extra level of coverage then allows us to also be able to then look at where do you go and build additional sites and so on. But at least then you've got everybody covered, and I think that's a big part of it. It becomes an accelerator for us.
So we can remain optimistic.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
Pleasure.
That was TechAfrica News from MWC 2026. You can find more on techafricanews.com.